Does PEMF cause any type of electroporation? Does PEMF need to be used with breaks? For example, if you use PEMF for 2 weeks, do you need to then take a 1-week break? Or can PEMF be used continuously, indefinitely? So electroporation is where you use electrical currents, in other words, electrocution, to punch a hole in a cell. So the electrical field, now hopefully you punch a very tiny hole in the cell with the electrical current. And then what you do, people drive genetic material into cells. They drive nutrients into cells, but primarily genetic material to help to heal a cell. Or you can drive chemotherapy, you can drive other types of drugs, small molecule drugs into cells to heal those. But you've damaged the cell. And cells that have been electroporated are not healthy cells. They're damaged. Do they heal themselves? There's no guarantee that it's going to heal itself. Magnets don't do electroporation. In other words, they don't damage the cell by punching a hole through it, as it happens in electroporation. But I do call it magnetoporation. So pores. What are pores? Our skin has pores, right? They allow nutrients and waste to get in and out. We have the sweat glands, which are basically, in a sense, pores. Every cell membrane is like a house that has doors and windows. Air gets in, bad air gets out. Nutrients get in, waste gets out. And it gets out through those pores or through those channels, as we call them. So magnetic field therapy opens up the channels. One of the key mechanisms of action of magnetic fields is to open up the sodium-potassium pump and the magnesium pump. And those are channels in the cell membrane. And when you open up those pumps, then what happens is the cells equilibrate with the charge on the outside and the inside of the cell. And when they do that, the cell can recover itself, can be healthy, can revive itself. And you reduce the charge buildup on the outside of the cell because now things are equilibrated. Well, that's, in a sense, it's magnetoporation. So we don't want electroporation. That's a last ditch tool. And it's not very common. Not many people know how to use it anyway. It's still much more at a research level. But magnetoporation has been out there for 60 plus years. So again, very safe, and it works not only through magnetoporation, but it works through a whole bunch of other mechanisms. But at least one of those mechanisms is to open up those membrane channels. And speaking of that magnetoporation effect, or the channel opening effect, is very important for detox. Because mercury or toxins that are locked up inside a cell, because a cell is now closed up, can't release them. And so they kill the cell, essentially. But if you can open those membranes and the channels in the cells, then the cells can get rid of that waste. So the good nutrients come in and they begin to do their effects in balancing the cells and then re-equilibrate the cells, and the cells can actually dump that waste if the cell doesn't die first. So PEMF therapy can be very, very helpful with detox. It's not the sole tool for detox, but it can be a big aid for detox, especially whole body magnetic therapy. But people talk about detox as a whole body problem. It can be a whole body problem, but could also be a local problem. So we talked about a shoulder. That shoulder needs detoxification too. Talk about headaches. You may need brain or circulatory detoxification in the brain. Lungs, heart, you name it. Anywhere in the body, you can have local needs for detoxification. And that's when we get into alkaline balance and so on. So PEMFs help to restore the balance of the acidity in the tissue. In other words, it makes it more alkaline by getting rid of the inflammation in that tissue, by improving nutrient flows, by improving circulation. All of that happens sort of simultaneously, relatively simultaneously. And that then heals the cell. So that's detoxification and helps you with that magnetoporation business we talked about.